Ready. Fight!
Wah!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Hey!
Oh! Yeah!
Yeah!
Cool!
Cool!
Oh!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Fatality.
I am dead.
Hemlock, in today's exciting this week's exciting episode, we are going to go back to the school for the premiere of the kids' film, The Book of Perilous Things. This is very, very exciting because it's the class project and we've been waiting for the parents and school staff and so forth to get together so they can all view it. So that's going to be the first thing on the agenda. Then some other things that will be on the agenda as well. There's this agenda thing and that agenda thing. So you just watch and you'll know exactly what the agenda is because it'll agenda side right on top of you. I probably could have found another way to say that.
Do not open the book. Understand? Same thing.
Do not open the book.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the book.
What the heck is wrong with you? Didn't you hear the teacher say do not open the book?
Yeah,
Then what do you think?
I'm thinking I'm gonna open the book. I don't know about this. I've got a bad feeling about that book. Relax. What could happen? The book. We need to close the book. Close the book? I can't see anything except you and that picture frame. How are we supposed to find the book? The door, I think, is that way. We can get out of here when we find the teacher to close the book. Come on, let's. I gotta sit down about this. Come on. Big. What do you say? Big hand! He's pointing him at the door! I don't see anything. There's a big pointing hand at the door, just like the kind of big foreign object that grabs kids, turns them in his mouth and swallows them whole half. You mean like the one that you were talking about before? Yeah. Wonderful. Well, what do we do? That thing might be right outside the door. We need to carefully sneak to the door. Maybe it won't see us. Then we have to run down to the office and get the teacher. Help! It's got me! Help!
So are you gonna just stand there tanning your tonsils?
I would like to run away, but my legs don't seem to want to move.
That kind of thing happens. Any last words?
No?
Everybody says that.
But I want to go with them.
Are you crazy? These are obviously evil fairies. Come on, let's get under the table.
But I don't want to go under the table. Come on. Fine.
So, any questions? Can I have the cast come up right here, please?
Emma. I am going to be going to Tokyo High School in Flagstaff in the fall, and I am 13 years old. My favorite part about filming this was the bloopers.
I want to give a special recognition to Emma. Last year she was actually one of our students in this age group, and this year she came back as one of our teen students, and she volunteered to assist in this program. So she's been here every day from start to finish, helping Darkslade get the equipment packed in and just offering guidance and mentoring to the younger students. And in a couple weeks she's graduating into our teen filmmaking program, and we are so glad that Emma comes every summer to visit her grandparents here in the Verde Valley and is part of our College for Kids program. Thank you, Emma, for your special work.
I'd also just like to mention that Emma not only was here every day, but she managed to get into every scene we ever took. Somehow, she managed to get in there. No, she was our production assistant for this project.
I'm Ariana, I'm 12 and I go to Oak School, and I really enjoy working with the props.
She was our prop master.
My name is Brendan. I go to PCS. I am 10, and my favorite part was the props.
Everybody seems to enjoy making mistakes. I want to point out that Brendan was the director of photography, which means every scene you saw, with the exception of one, every scene you saw, he's the one who set it up.
Wow.
He was the person who framed out the images and made sure that everything was where it was supposed to be. A lot of responsibility.
Thank you,
And he
Brendan.
did a very good job. Gene Kelly here.
My name is Alistair. I'm 7, and I go to Verde Valley Montessori. And my favorite part about doing film class was making the bloopers and how fun it was.
I hope somebody at least liked the film.
I'm Fusion. I am 12. I go to Mountain View Preparatory. And my favorite thing about this was like all the fun we had making it.
Fusion was with us last year also. She took this class the second time. I think she'd get it right this time. I'm kidding.
My name is Lillian. I go to Verde Valley Montessori. I'm 9, and my favorite part was just making the movie and working with the props and seeing how it all works.
And Lillian was our key grip, which means she was responsible for setting up the microphone, the lighting, and so forth.
My name is Maverick. I am 10, and I go to the St. Thomas Charter School. I like this class because we get to watch the bloopers and why do people keep seeing the bloopers? Watch movies.
We did. I did put on films from our studio, and they had to see the bloopers. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because as you're preparing for life is one big blooper reel. So it could be a good thing, I don't know. And now, the moment none of you have been waiting for. Do you have any questions for the cast? Please have any question. Like, what time is it? Anything.
That's a good question.
Is it what time is it?
No. Well, you guys had to do, there was a lot of special effects in the movie, especially for you with the fairies, the girls. How hard was it to act knowing that these little things are taking you up and doing things? You guys are being eaten by, well, those are not special effects.
Those are practical effects.
Those are practical effects, but special effects, how hard was it to act not seeing them there? Because that's the hardest thing to do when you have a green screen.
You saw the blooper reel, right, when I put my arms out?
She jumped off the chair.
Well, yeah, I had to jump off the chair for part of that. But when I had my arms out, that was because I did not know when I was supposed to put my arms out like the fairies were taking me away. And that's...
So in that singing, she's like, who opened the book?
I want to know what it was like having to put yourself together as a team when you come from so many different parts of the Verde Valley and so many different schools. How did you decide who does what? How'd you get started?
Our teacher helped most.
Did
He taught us how to be a team and make our parts and stuff.
Thanks, Maverick.
He's my favorite. I think Nathan probably had one of the hardest jobs because he came into this thing out of nowhere, didn't know anything that we were doing. We filmed that the day after you started, didn't we?
Yeah, the day after.
Yeah. So that was pretty good.
Nathan, how did you turn our carpet into quicksand? Is there a bad spot in here we need to avoid?
He did it with the computer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he did. No, we did that, and I sunk through that, but then he made it like quicksand in the floor with the computer.
Amazing.
Yes.
What was your favorite prop to work with?
That's a good question because everybody screen tested with every prop. Let's start here. Then you have time to formulate an answer.
What was the question?
What was your favorite prop to work with?
Probably the quicksand, because I don't know.
It was weird.
It was weird. I would say probably the furry monster. I don't know, I just don't like it.
She had absolutely no problem diving through that thing time after time after time. Your turn, sorry.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Kelly?
I like the vampires.
Oh, yeah.
I like the furry monster stuff because it's just fun diving. Me. I like the zombie.
Yeah.
Well, from past experience, I think the vampire puppet is still my favorite prop. But that hand is pretty cool too.
Okay, Nathan, stop bouncing. What was your favorite prop to work with? You only got to work with two.
The monster.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we should keep filmmaking at Yavapai College for Kids?
Yes.
You think we should keep Darkslade?
Yes.
That is the correct answer, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, and I got more blackberries than I know what to do with. I'll tell you what, I got blackberries several times during this thing, and they were just great. So if anybody got anything out of this, I did. I got blackberries. And I have your DVDs here, guys.
I'm coming back. Bye.
got one left over. How about that? I kept you lazy. I'm out here in front of my apartment with the Adventureland porch. I'm not over there right now. But I thought I'd bring this out so you can see it's a nice, pleasant evening. It's a nice, very nice complex that I live in. But the reason I'm showing you this is because you hear the wind blowing, see the trees swaying a little bit. And it's 102 degrees. It's like 7:30 and it's still 102 degrees. Of course, you can get used to it a lot easier when the sun isn't beating down directly on you. By the way, there's, as I was saying, that's the Adventureland porch from out front. It's not nearly as exciting as it is from back. Actually, it would appear that I'm wrong. Apparently, I'm so climatized to Arizona that it just feels like 102. But on close examination, you can see that it's 108. That's right, 108 at 8 o'clock. I was wrong about the time, too. See, I was pretty much wrong about everything on that, but it is hot out, but it doesn't feel so bad. Not like it did earlier today when I drove home from the college, and it was 108, not 118, it was 116, 117 today. Yeah, that car got hot. Hot. Well, here's the situation today. My daughter is coming out from California through Nevada to visit, and that's very exciting for me. So naturally, I asked her, do you mind if I do a little video shooting while we're together so I can put it on the video blog and people can see it and understand that dad and daughter have a very good relationship. She said, yeah, Dad, that sounds great. So naturally, I forgot to plug in the phone last night, and it's not charged. So it's charging right now, so we'll see what happens, I guess. See, one of the things about being a dad, or just being an older guy, is you forget to do stuff. But hopefully it'll all go well. This is my daughter all the way from California. You live in California, right? Not Nevada. All the way from California, who came to enjoy the cool, brisk springtime in Arizona.
My art teacher texted me, she's like, who comes to visit Arizona in June? So
that's because I'm here and I think I hurt myself just now.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll just play it by ear. This is my daughter's car. She drove through dead bug land.
I did.
Well, no, they were alive at the time.
It's funny too, because when you're driving, you'll see some of them come at you, and you're like,
Yes, they do. You can see the bugs a little bit better from this angle. This is actually what I would refer to as bug sculpturing, where they land in a specific pattern to create an illusion of pirates. Yeah,
Oops, sorry.
absolutely.
I'm going to try and clean it. Watch, it's not going to do anything.
We're going to stop here.
Nope. They're cleaner
See,
than bugs.
that's part. Yeah, exactly. We're in my daughter's car, and we're on our way to the fancy restaurant because she comes out here very rarely, and so I've decided to take her to Le Chalet, and that's where we're headed right now. She's driving because my car has no AC and I'm sick of driving. But she's been driving for 72 hours,
Yeah.
which is a long time. So I don't care because I don't want to drive today. And besides, my car has no AC, so it wouldn't be as much fun. And it's also filled to the brim with fast food bags because of the school.
Oh, good, Dad. I'm glad to see you're eating healthy.
I do my best. Yo ho. Yo ho to the lot of ya. Ha 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 ha. Yo ho. Freaking yo ho.
Don't hurt yourself.
Sorry. So our day went a little bit askew because
I'm telling myself I love my dad's couch.
because my daughter got the sickness. She's getting down with the sickness. we were out and she went, ooh, wah, and I knew she was down with the sickness. So now she's laying on my couch, which is fine because it used to be her couch.
Yeah. It's not very comfortable.
No, it wasn't when it was your couch either. Well, we're on our way to another excursion. My daughter, the wonderful person she is taking a homeless man out to
Would you
lunch.
shut up?
You said it, I didn't.
I said you look like one.
Oh, well.
You're never gonna let me forget it.
No, I'm not, as a matter.
Ever.
It's part of my job as a father to make sure that my daughter remembers everything she says to me, especially when she calls me a homeless man. Do you admit to it?
You look like a homeless man.
No, I do not.
You did.
I look better now because I changed my pants. Yes. Okay, so anyway, we're going to try to make up for the day that fell apart the other day. See what happened. That wasn't your fault.
I stayed and hung out on your
That's
couch
right.
and in your bathroom.
That's right. We are in the haunted Kia on our way to the haunted mall in
Haunted Tempe.
Haunted Tempe. Okay, well, we had to walk through and we just left and we're headed here. I've been here dozens of times, but I like to look like a tourist whenever I can. Because that's what we do. We go places.
Oh, you smell that?
I love the smell of an indoor water ride.
She's farting too.
Yeah, notice that. I think their fog machine is not working.
No. That is insane how big it is. It's also plastic. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
That was the artistic side of me.
I love coming here though because it always feels like we're on vacation.
Bubbles. Yes, bubbles. Without which there'd be no oxygen in the water. I don't know. I know. It's all about the bubbles. Because there's no fish. Just bubbles. So now we're going to order really overpriced food, but it's okay because we're on vacation.
Oh, their menu's changed.
Yeah, there's like 40 pages. What is this?
Just the one menu.
What is this thing about menus that are not all in one book? Everything like comes apart. I'm gonna go into my grumpy old man mode. What is this with that menu? Why aren't they the normal thing? See, I'm not the only one who complains about the menus. I don't see anything. Oh. We cannot be seen in public.
Especially not together.
We do not behave well in public. This is why we can't go out in public. Because sometimes you need a video of a big frog head.
How do I look?
Ridiculous.
Good. What am I doing?
Just yeah, my daughter bought a rock because
It's heavy.
she wanted to get something for her boyfriend, and she said, "You know what he'd really like?
A rock.
He'd like a rock." Well, it has been an eventful week, and it's just about time for this episode to be completed. But I wanted to show you something. My hair is a mess. Coming out to the Adventureland porch. You see here, this is all reed. It's reed fencing. And it's going to be along this wall here, and then back here, along there, and probably double up. And I'm probably run some along the fence line here, so it's going to add to the Adventureland porch. and I had to get some bamboo rods, which I was going to get today but never did. And so this is going to happen on our next exciting episode. And also I have to kind of re-secure the light up there. And so this is all coming along really neat. But as far as oh, look how close I am. However, as far as this week's episode is concerned, this is going to be the conclusion for now. It's been a very busy week. I got to visit with my daughter, very exciting. We went out and did things, that was very exciting. She used up just about every roll of toilet paper I had, that's very exciting. So we will hold it right there for this week. Come back next week, see what exciting things, especially what's going on with the Adventureland porch. And in a couple of weeks, I'll be going back to Yavapai College for Kids for the July session, and I'll try to do a little filming there too. In the meantime, you guys have a great week. End of line.